With Kristin Davis here for the News and Observer. You're here to support Hillary Clinton talking with voters. Can you just explain a little bit about where your interest in politics first began and why you started to get involved?
Wow, sure. I'm from South Carolina, and both of my parents, my father was born here in North Carolina, went to Duke, and his parents were born in Mill Creek, which is, up in the mountains, and both of them were really active. My mom volunteered a lot. She used to go register people outside grocery stores to vote. So they were wonderful examples to me and made me feel like you could make a change. And I think what's inspiring now, and the reason I wanted to come to North Carolina, is that there is so much change happening and there's so much possibility. And because Barack Obama won North Carolina in 2008 by 14,000 votes, it really brings home that every vote matters. So now that we have Hillary Clinton running, she's fighting for children, she's fighting for families, she's fighting for things that make an actual difference in people's lives. I feel like it's really important to kind of use North Carolina as a positive example of what can happen, how change can happen, and especially the young people. The reaction to HB2, which has been a countrywide reaction, but also really the young people here in North Carolina have stood up and objected loudly, and I think that's really inspiring and important for people to know, and I want to support that. So that's why I'm here.
And for you, you've been very active with animal rights in the past, especially going to Africa. You have a passion for elephants, I know.
I do.
You've also talked in the past a little bit about overcoming addiction-related issues. What issues are most important to you, and what do you think voters should consider going into the general election?
Well, for me, I think the biggest issue for me is just the general idea of inclusion versus exclusion. And I think Hillary made clear last week in the convention, as did all the speakers, really, that the Democratic Party is the party of inclusion. We would never even broach the idea that we would exclude a religion from entering our country or build a wall around our country. These are not American principles. I am the very proud mother of an African-American adopted daughter. It's incredibly important to me that she grow up in a country that is all of the positive things that our country is meant to be. Our country is meant to be, free, independent, elected Democrat, democratic democracy, you know what I'm saying? And I have to right now shield her from the television because I would never want her to hear some things that the other side is saying that are hurtful and exclusive and, completely, in my view, un-American. So that's really what I'm fighting for right now, and I feel like from a moral perspective, in terms of who we are in the world, when Hillary was Secretary of State, I think she did a tremendous job. People respect her. I travel all over the world. People love her. People in other countries are like, what is wrong with you guys? Why wouldn't you elect her?
What would you say to those people who are concerned about the trust issue? Because there's high unfavorables for Mr. Trump and Secretary Clinton, and we've seen her get a little bit of a spike because of that convention. What do you say to that trust factor that people have?
I would say that we should look at her 40 years of public service and who was she actually fighting for during those 40 years? Children and families, women, equal pay, family leave, healthcare. These are fundamental, important things that affect people on a day-to-day basis. We know from facts that that's what she's been fighting for 40 years. So I think that because she's been in the public eye for so long, because the media is the way the media is, no offense, there has been, kind of extreme portrayals of her. That is not the Hillary that I have had the incredible pleasure to meet. She's an incredibly warm person who cares so deeply and knows so much about policy and what can actually help and what might not help. I think that the record stands for itself. I think we're very clear who Donald Trump is concerned with. He is concerned with the 1%, and he has said that. And I don't see that there's any reason not to believe him.
Well, you are a part of the 1%, though, aren't you?
I am, but you know what? If that's what being part of the 1% is, I don't want to be it. I am not interested in that. That is not American to me. I pay my taxes, I pay a lot of them, and I'm happy to do so. I want to support my fellow Americans. I want to bring them up.
And I just had a couple questions, and then I wanted to do a quick lightning round with you.
Oh,
These
gosh.
are from comments that people had given me on social media. We reached out to them, and one of them said,
I'm scared.
No, all positive.
Okay.
One of them said that they're a huge Sex and the City fan and felt that the show had helped with empowering women.
Thank you.
How do you think that that shows like Sex and the City could pave the way or get people motivated, particularly females, to enter into the political process?
I think representation matters, and that goes for women, it goes for African Americans, it goes for Latino people. You know, our arts and the things that we kind of enjoy culturally have a lot of impact. And I think that you need to take that seriously when you're choosing projects and doing things. And I was profoundly lucky to be a part of something that did empower women, that did show women who were strong and powerful and who used their voices and spoke up and had different points of view and were free to speak them. I think that's very important. I think we're very lucky to live in America where we have had that. I think we need to push it forward and make sure we get equal pay for equal work.
And on an acting note, Sex and the City, the biggest show.
Thank you.
People want to know, are you planning on any future shows, movies in the future?
Oh, just me, myself?
Yeah.
I have a potential project that would include a few things that I'm interested in. I can't announce it yet, or I totally would. I have been focusing on being a mom and doing some of my philanthropic work, which I love so much. But I have something in the works. I hope you'll be happy when I can announce it.
Okay.
Okay.
Quick lightning round for you.
Okay.
Which character do you see yourself most as in the show?
Well, you know, I would say Charlotte because I do really, really love her. But, you know, because I'm not married, I'm going to go with Carrie.
Okay, gotcha. Favorite movie?
Of all time?
Any movie.
Oh my goodness me. That's so hard. Golly. Oh my gosh, Out of Africa.
Okay, well, Africa, same thing, there you go.
And Meryl Streep.
Oh, Meryl Streep can't go wrong. She
I
was at the
mean,
convention
come on,
as well.
beyond, yeah.
In a word, how would you describe Secretary Clinton? And in a word, how would you describe Mr. Trump?
Oh gosh. In a word, Secretary Clinton is brilliant. And warm. I have to add that because people don't know that. Donald is egotistical. It's just the word that comes to mind. I just don't think he cares about other people. And I don't think that can be our president. Sorry, that was not one word. Sorry.
2 words for Clinton, warm. It was one of them, too. Guilty pleasure.
Chocolate ice cream.
There
I
you
can't
go.
think of another. Pizza. You know, fried chicken, sweet tea. I'm in the South.
2 final ones for you.
Biscuits.
There you go. What song do you know all the lyrics to but wish you didn't? One you can't get out of your head.
Oh my goodness me. You know, my child just turned 5, so we have this song called Little Chicken. And it's like so crazy. And the little kids love it, but like once it's in your mind, you cannot get rid of it. I don't know if any parents out there know it, but that comes to mind.
There you go. Final question for you. Favorite line or favorite scene from Sex and the City?
Oh, that's a toughie. People ask me that, and it's a real challenge. But the thing that came to my mind right when you said that, which sometimes people tweet me funny pictures of, is when in the first movie, when Big doesn't show up for the wedding, and we were shooting in the middle of the street, and they have a showdown, and I tell him no, that he can't follow us back, and that was all totally ad-libbed. Our brilliant director set
Just
up
off
like
the spot?
10 cameras. Yeah, he just said, do anything you can do, you know, to get her in the car safely and keep him back. He just set it up. And Chris Noth, who plays Mr. Big, is, you know, very brilliant, and so is Sarah Jessica, and they just kept going at it. And so I was like, my job is to stop this. So I did my job.
Gotcha. Well, on that note, thank you so much for
Thank
speaking
you.
with us. We really do
Thanks
appreciate
for
your time.
coming.
Wish you nothing but the best. And for future live events, you can follow us at newsobserver.com. It's NEWSobserver.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and please comment below with your questions. Thanks
Thanks,
so
guys.
much.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
That was
Thank you.
adorable. That was fun. I think that's the first one I've ever done. Is it okay?
Let's see.
You're going to get a